You are born in the year the horsemen come. The sky above your city in Transoxina is the color of old brass, heavy with smoke. You do not remember the screaming, but your mother does. She tells you later that when the gates fell, the earth shook like an animal trying to throw off its rider. You are born under Mongol rule, though you do not understand what rule means. You understand ash. You understand the smell of burned timber and wet clay. You understand that your father's shop, one stacked with bolts of silk and small porcelain bowls from the east, now has a new banner nailed above its door bearing a symbol you cannot read. The conquerors do not speak your language. They do not need to. Your father kneels when officials ride through the market. He kneels so deeply his forehead touches dust. You watch from behind a stack of dyed wool. Your fingers stain blue. You are 3 when you first hear the word tribute. It is spoken in a whisper, as if it might summon something worse if uttered too loudly. Tribute means sacks of grain measured carefully. Tribute means coin counted twice. Tribute means horses taken, sometimes sons. You are small, but you notice the way your father's shoulders tighten when Mongol tax collectors enter the shop. Their leather armor creaks when they move. They smell of sweat horse and fermented milk. Their bows hang casually at their backs. They do not shout. They simply point. You are 5. The caravan bells begin to mean something to you. You run to the edge of the bazaar when they arrive. Long lines of camels swaying beneath the weight of spices, silver, lacquered chests. The Silk Road breathes through your city like a vein, pulsing east to west. It is beautiful. It is dangerous. Your father tells you this quietly one night as he mends a torn saddle strap. The oil lamp flickers against the mud brick wall. The roads are safer now, he says. Safer under them. He does not say the name of the Khan. You are 8 when you first travel beyond the city gates. The desert stretches flat and merciless. Wind slices across your face, carrying sand that stings like needles. Camels groan. Men mutter prayers in different tongues. You clutch a ledger to your chest, its pages smelling of ink and dust. Your father teaches you to calculate exchange rates by memory. Silk for silver, pepper for gold, taxes for passage. Always taxes. At a checkpoint, Mongol guards sit mounted on short, sturdy horses. Their eyes are narrow and unreadable. A wooden tablet hangs around your father's neck. A pesa granted for merchants who pay well. It allows you to pass. It does not allow you to refuse. You are 10 when you understand that the empire protects and devours in the same breath. Bandits fear Mongol patrols. Roads are clearer than they were before the conquest. Trade flourishes. So do demands. Each caravan must surrender a portion of its goods at designated stations. Officially for the empire's stability. Unofficially for the appetites of men who hold power. You watch a merchant argue once. His voice rises. His hands tremble. The guard strikes him across the mouth with the butt of a bow. Teeth scatter into sand. You never forget the sound. You are 12. Your handwriting steadies. Your father trusts you with negotiations in smaller towns. You bow correctly. You speak humbly. You smile when insulted. A Mongol administrator inspects your inventory and taps the ledger. You prosper, he says in broken Persian. You lower your eyes. Because of the Khan. You repeat it back. Because of the Khan. You are 14 when famine touches the outskirts of your city. Drought thins crops. Villagers arrive at market with hollow eyes. Yet tribute quotas remain unchanged. The empire does not shrink its appetite because the land has withered. Your father sells silk at lower margins to afford grain shipments for home. Profit thins. Risk grows. You are 15 when soldiers requisition half your caravan's horses for a campaign to the west. Compensation is promised in paper seals that cannot be eaten. Your father's mouth tightens. He signs. You understand then that wealth is conditional. That protection is a transaction. That the road is not freedom, but obligation stretched across continents. You are 16. Your father coughs through winter. The dust of decades has settled deep in his lungs. One morning, he does not rise from his bedding. Outside, the caravan bells ring again. You inherit debt along with inventory, and you inherit the empire's gaze. The Mongol administrator returns within a week. You continue, he says simply. It is not a question. You bow. You continue. because there is no other direction left to move. You are 18. The caravan is yours now, though the horses still feel like your father's. The men watch you carefully, some older than you, some skeptical, all aware that Mongol authority stands behind you more solidly than your own voice. You travel east toward Samarkand, then farther toward the cities remade under imperial order. Way stations of the road, yam posts where fresh horses wait for imperial messengers. The system is efficient, relentless. You benefit from it. You pay for it. At each station, officials check seals and tally goods. You present your pesa like a talisman. Without it, you are nothing but prey. You are 20. The empire feels permanent now. Couriers gallop across deserts carrying orders from distant khans. Taxes flow towards centers you will never see. Trade surges along routes once fractured by war. Foreign merchants arrive. Italians, Armenians, Chinese traders with delicate porcelain wrapped in straw. You learn fragments of their languages. You calculate faster. You sleep less. Profit grows. So does expectation. A Mongol noble summons you during a stop in Bokhara. His tent is vast, lined with felt and rich carpets. The air smells of mare's milk and roasted meat. He gestures for you to sit. You carry silk, he says, and silver. You nod. You carry it because we allow you. Yes. He studies you. His eyes are cold, assessing weight and worth. You will carry more. For us. The assignment is simple in phrasing. Transport imperial goods westward. No refusal. No negotiation. Payment deferred. You understand the risk immediately. Bandits may fear Mongol patrols, but rival factions still exist. Distance still kills. You bow. I serve. You are 22 when one of your caravans is attacked in a mountain pass. Not by rebels. By a rival Mongol commander claiming jurisdiction over the territory. Your seals mean nothing to him. Goods are seized. 2 of your men are beaten. 1 disappears entirely into hills. When you report the incident at the next administrative post, the clerk shrugs. Jurisdiction is complex, he says. The empire that promises order fractures at its edges. Loss is yours to absorb. You are 24. You marry briefly. A merchant's daughter from another city. She smells of jasmine oil and ink. Her hands are gentle when she folds ledgers beside you. You begin to imagine stability. It does not last. A new taxation edict arrives from the regional governor. War in distant provinces requires funding. Merchant levies increase by 1/3. You protest carefully, citing prior contributions. The governor listens without expression. The Khan's needs are vast, he says. Your wife miscarries that winter. Stress, the physician murmurs. She grows pale and quiet. You are 26 when plague rumors drift from the east. Whispers of sickness traveling along the very routes that feed your wealth. You dismiss it at first. Trade has always carried danger. Then one of your drivers develops fever at a caravanserai. Buboes swell beneath his arms. He dies within days. Fear moves faster than goods. You are 27. Quarantine posts appear along certain routes. Officials demand inspections, isolation periods. Trade slows. Taxes do not. You pay guards to certify your caravans as clean. You pay physicians to examine men quickly. You pay bribes in silver that leaves your purse lighter each month. You are 30. Your wife dies in spring. Not a plague. Of exhaustion that never fully lifted after loss. You bury her beyond city walls. The earth is damp and cold beneath your fingernails. The next caravan departs 2 days later. There is no time for extended grief. Contracts must be honored. Imperial cargo must move. You are 32. A younger merchant joins your network. Ambitious, quick with numbers. He flatters officials more boldly than you ever dared. He accepts imperial assignments without hesitation. He prospers. You begin to see how survival requires not only obedience, but enthusiasm. You are 35 when a shipment of imperial silver goes missing under your watch. Not stolen. Miscounted at origin, you suspect. But responsibility flows downward, never upward. You are summoned publicly before a regional council. You will repay. the administrator says. The amount is ruinous. You attempt explanation. A guard grips your shoulder. Repay, the administrator repeats. You sell warehouses. You mortgage future caravans. You take loans from the very younger merchant who smiles too easily. The empire remains efficient, and you remain expendable. The road that once promised prosperity now feels like a tightening noose stretching from horizon to horizon. You are 38. Your beard grays at the edges. Your back aches from years in saddle. You no longer ride at the caravan's front. The younger merchant does that now, laughing loudly with guards, exchanging gifts of silk for favors. You calculate in shadows. Profits thin further as plague waves return. Entire towns along the route fall silent. Caravanserais stand empty, doors swinging in wind. Trade contracts, but tribute quotas linger stubbornly in ledgers. You are 40. A new Khan ascends after distant power struggles. Policies shift. Old protections expire. Pesa tablets must be renewed at increased cost. You present yourself at the administrative hall, hat in hand. You are aging, the clerk observes. You bow. You have served faithfully. Faithfulness has never shielded anyone. Renewal is granted, for a fee that drains what little reserve remains. You are 42 when bandits strike again in a border region destabilized by internal Mongol rivalry. This time, guards assigned to you flee at the first arrow. 3 camels lost. 2 drivers dead. Silk burned. When you file a complaint, the official sighs. Security cannot be absolute, he says. But taxes are. You are 45. Your joints stiffen in cold mornings. You rely more on younger men. The ambitious merchant, no longer young, now controls routes you once commanded. He secures exclusive contracts with officials you once supplicated before. He visits you one evening. You could retire, he suggests softly. Retire to what? Your wealth is entangled in imperial debt. Your reputation is tied to routes you no longer control. You nod without answering. You are 47 when fever takes you during a winter crossing. Not plague this time. Just exhaustion layered upon exhaustion. Snow drifts against the caravan tents. Wind moans across empty plains. You lie wrapped in furs that smell faintly of camel and sweat. Your breath fogs weakly in the cold air. No administrator stands at your bedside. No noble summons you for one final contract. Only the road remains, stretching unseen beneath snow. You think of your father kneeling in dust, of tribute spoken in whispers, of silk slipping through your fingers like water you could never hold. You die before dawn. Your body is buried beside the road, beneath stones stacked quickly before the caravan must move on. Time does not wait for one merchant. Caravan bells resume their rhythm by midday. Centuries pass. Empires fracture. The Mongol dominion splinters into khanates, then dissolves into memory. Historians later write of the Pax Mongolica with admiration. They praise the security of trade routes, the flourishing exchange between East and West, the efficiency of yam posts and imperial administration. They cite statistics of commerce. They mention Marco Polo and great khans. They do not record the merchant who repaid silver he never lost, the man who buried his wife between departures, the ledger stained with sweat and snow. Archaeologists uncover caravanserai foundations in deserts. They marvel at the scale of connectivity. They describe the Silk Road as a bridge of civilizations. They do not count the bones beside it. Wind still crosses those plains. Sand still covers shallow graves without markers. And somewhere beneath shifting dunes lies a merchant who prospered just enough to be ruined by the system that claimed to protect him.